Morning, I am Day. DAA are my initials. I am in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. In my years of active recovery, I have found that upon awakening, it is useful to affirm and devote myself to the me of my recovery, the one that ties all of the pieces together gently, lovingly, and sometimes even fiercely to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations, walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. February 12th. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. February 12th. The root of our troubles. Selfishness, self centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 62. How amazing the revelation that the world and everyone in it can get along just fine with or without me. What a relief to know that people, places, and things will be perfectly okay without my control and direction. And how wordlessly wonderful to come to believe that a power greater than me exists separate and apart from myself. I believe that the feeling of separation I experience between me and God will one day vanish. In the meantime, faith must serve as the pathway to the center of my life. Fair use. Courage to change, one day at a time in Al Anon, February 12th. For me, detachment is relatively easy with casual friends where I'm not very emotional involved. I've noticed that when I am detached, I can listen to other people being critical or grumpy without being affected. But if members of my family act the same way, I often take on their negative frame of mind. My own behavior shows me that I have a choice about my response to other people's moods and attitudes. What I have learned by comparing these two situations is that detachment involves paying attention to my own mood before I have a chance to take on someone else's. Then I can simply see and hear negativity or anger without becoming negative or angry. I don't have to have a bad day just because someone I love is struggling. This knowledge allows me to let everyone, including myself, feel whatever they feel without interference. Today's reminder: if I pause for a moment before focusing on someone else's mood, I may find that I have feelings of my own that deserve attention. I will look for those moments to check in with myself today. Detachment allows us to let go of our obsession with another's behavior and begin to lead happier and more manageable lives. Lives with dignity and rights. Lives guided by a power greater than ourselves. Detachment. Fair use. Just for today. Daily meditations for recovering addicts. February 12th. Living in the moment. We regretted the past, dreaded the future, and weren't too thrilled about the present. Basic text, page 7. Until we experience the healing that happens when we work the 12 steps, it is doubtful that we can find a statement more true than the quote above. Most of us came to NA hanging our heads in shame, thinking about the past and wishing we could go back and change it. Our fantasies and expectations about the future may be so extreme that on our first date with someone, we find ourselves wondering which lawyer we'll use for the divorce. Almost every experience causes us to remember something from the past or begin projecting into the future. At first, it's difficult to stay in the moment. It seems as though our minds won't stop. We have a hard time just enjoying ourselves. Each time we realize that our thoughts are not focused on what's happening right now, we can pray and ask a loving God to help us get out of ourselves. If we regret the past, we make amends by living differently today. If we dread the future, we work on living responsibly today. When we work the steps and pray each time we discover we're not living in the present, we'll notice that those times aren't occurring as often as they used to. Our faith will help us live just for today. We'll have hours, even days, when our full attention is focused on the current moment in time, not the regrettable past or fearful future. Just for today. When I live fully in each moment, I open myself to joys that might otherwise escape me. If I am having trouble, I will ask a loving God for help. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, February 12th. Reflection for today. What am I struggling with today? Do I still have some characteristics I wish to be rid of? I must be patient. God will give me all the strength I need to deal with my problems one day at a time. The solutions may not come immediately if I get too anxious and try to take back control. I will only meet with frustration and self hate due to what I feel is my personal failure. One small step forward, firmly planted, will be better than making two giant strides, only to trip and fall backward 3 steps. Meditation for today. I pray that you will show me which roads to go down first, and that each step I take will be firmly planted with trust. Today I will remember, if all else fails, try a little patience. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics' dysfunctional families. February 12. Adult child defined. An adult child is someone whose actions and decisions as an adult are guided by childhood experiences grounded in self doubt or fear. BRB, Big Red Book, page 302. Before finding ACA, we didn't have the opportunity to learn any other way to live except the standpoint of the dysfunction with which we were raised. As children, most of us quickly figured out what we needed to think, say, and do in order to avoid the most pain. We survived the best way we could, relying on only ourselves to get by. As adults, often our automatic reactions to situations involve extensions of the behaviors we learned as children. We are adults by appearance, but have yet to mature past our childhood reactions. We are haunted by unresolved trauma that easily wreaks havoc in our lives. It is not our fault that we didn't come away with better life skills. We could not have turned out any differently. With the help of the 12 steps, we now have a solution to our problem. Through ACA, we have the love and support we need to grow through our childhood pain into the confident and secure adults we were meant to be. The affirmation reads, on this day, I release all negative self-judgment of my identity as an adult child. I am filled with the hope that the promises of ACA offer me. DHB Recovery Network daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions, and meditations. Share, subscribe, like, hit that notification button for new dates, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be one day at a time.